Unless specifically indicated otherwise, the content expressed are my views only and not necessarily those of Life Pro Asset Management, LLC. The content presented is in no way an investment advice, solicitation, or an offer to sell securities or investment advisory services. The material is provided for general information and educational purposes based upon publicly available information from sources believed to be reliable. I cannot assure the accuracy or completeness of these materials. As such, the information in these materials may change at any time without notice. Reference to these discussions about IULs and annuities or fixed insurance products. Investments on fixed insurance products are different from investments in the stock market. Any guarantees provided by a fixed insurance product cannot be assumed to be guaranteed for any other investment.
Welcome to the Rock My Finances show on K4HD Radio and Talk4 TV, where we put the fun in finance. Join Powerhouse Jennifer Jose, CDFA, CMC, and Private Wealth Advisor, as she collaborates with you to create clarity, control, and confidence with your money, your way. It's not about the zeros, so what is it all about? Let's find out. Now here's your host and weekly friend, Jennifer Jose.
Hey there, y'all. Rock My Finances. We're back again. Today, we're going to have a really good show. It's just me, no guests or anything, which could be good and could be boring, but I promise you I will try to keep you on the edge of your seat. I am going to talk about something today that is not talked about in the financial industry. We're going to talk about the 3 barriers to wealth for women. I'm going to go into so much detail. I'm going to do a slideshow and I'm going to show you all kinds of things. So grab a pen and paper, sit down, and then replay this over and over again, because this is going to share with you why it's not your fault. And you're going to be able to take some tips and tricks down on how to get rid of that stress and overwhelm and step into the abundance that you totally deserve and desire. Okay, you ready? We're going to dive right into the presentation, and we're going to keep you going. So I believe that there is a difference between feminine financial freedom and masculine financial freedom. I believe that this industry is completely created by men, and it speaks to men very well. Now, I've been in this industry for many, many years, decades, actually, and I can speak it as well. And a lot of us women who are successful, we are stepping into that as well. But we're using a lot of our masculine brain. In fact, I was told when I started in this industry that I could not wear dangly earrings. I had to have a blazer on at all times. I could not wear open-toed shoes. I had to wear nylons if I was going to wear a skirt, or I had to be in pants. Like, this is literally in my lifetime, y'all. And so I think it was just really raised that men know what they're doing with money. And I remember in my first marriage in the early 80s that I had to have my husband come with me to the bank in order to open up an account. So I didn't think much of it back then, because my mom was pretty much a powerhouse and helped my dad run the businesses. And so I never really thought about women in business and banking and all of that. So it's been very different for us. And we are kind of 50 years behind the game. So everybody take a breath with me. You can relax, because it's not your fault at all. So we're going to talk about the differences of what's out there and what actually would be needed for women. Okay. So why are finances so stressful and overwhelming? And here's the deal. Feelings change everything, ladies. How we feel about our money is it. Gentlemen, if you're listening as well, I have a lot of male clients that have the same feelings around their emotions around their money as well. I'm being very generalistic when I am talking about feminine versus masculine, okay? Because we are all both, right? So the feeling financially free is what we're striving for. It's going to take us time to get there. However, we can grab that feeling right now, and that is the difference between everything. So every day we all get up, we all have the same hours in the day, right? And we also can do what we want with those hours. And we all think about money every day. It's actually on average 10 times a day. So if you don't have a good relationship with money, how are you feeling when you think about it 10 times a day? Do you want to keep bringing up that stress 10 times a day? So we're going to talk about that today as well. So you actually have the ability to spend or to save several times a day, every day, right? And our relationship with money, here's the secret. Are you ready? It has nothing to do with the zeros in your bank. I know it feels like it does, but I promise you, It has everything to do with how you feel about the zeros in your bank. Because some people could feel amazing with $1,000 and some people feel totally broke with $100,000. So it's literally about how you feel about the zeros in your bank, okay? So let's step into wanting better relationships with our partners, better relationships with our friends, better relationships with our family. And all of it stems with our relationship with money and our relationship with ourselves. So I want you to have your money working for you so that you can actually have fun with your hobbies, just go travel, go do what you want to do. And the biggest worry that most Americans have is, when will you have enough? And will you run out of money? So we all need to know that. Cher's in here. I love her. We'll talk about her later. So if you don't know me yet, certified divorce financial analyst, certified money coach. I'm a fiduciary. I'm a private wealth advisor. Yes, I've done really, really well. You might listen to my podcast that says Divorce Equals Death, that explains to you the loss of my children here, Nicholas and Cherie, when I was 29. That started my emotional growth and making a decision to be here. And I know that I'm here to empower women. I know that I am here on this planet. So my kids are always with me, Nick and Cherie. They're behind everything I do. Their birthstone is Diamond, which is my business's names, Diamond Life Strategies and Diamond Life Planning. They're a huge part of why I'm here and why I do what I do. Since that time, since I lost my children 30 years ago, I have been screwed over by several gentlemen in the financial industry. And so that's why I do what I do. And I can tell you, feeling financially free is amazing. I literally choose my lifestyle. I actually am going to the beach later. I'm very excited. I've helped thousands of people and I live my diamond life, I call it. And that's because I know myself and I know my true self and I live my purpose every single day. And I'm joyous every single day, which is exciting. So I am here to help you find your purpose and find your wealth. And I can tell you, I've been on that money roller coaster for so many years, up and down, single mom. Oh my gosh. Every time I transferred a company, my licensees took a while to transfer and I'd have zero income coming in. Talk about emotional roller coaster. Have you ever done really, really well, saved a great amount, have a good amount of savings, and then something big pops up and sucks it all dry, right? Or you lose your job, or the inflation's going up like it's crazy. Like there's no telling, but that roller coaster is exhausting. And of course we're stressed out over money. Look at everything we have to deal with. Bankruptcy, unemployment, pollution, everything that's happening right now in our country. We have divorce, war. We have, you might be dealing with death through COVID. You might have poverty crisis. Like there's so many different things that we could be stressed out about. And ladies, here's the deal. We take that on ourselves. We are here to hold up the world. So when we're talking to a friend or when we're hearing something on the news, it goes in our body and it actually has something to do with our relationship with ourselves and our money. So here's my first tip. Turn off the news. It's all fake anyways, so no worries. Turn off the news. And ladies, if you have any friends that are the woe is me gal that's in your ear all the time, let her know that she has 15 minutes with you to talk about anything negative, or 3 minutes. And then we're going to go to the positive and the future and being happy and joyous. Otherwise, you might have to cut her out of your life. And if you are negative Nelly, I love you. Find some therapy, grab a coach. Yes, I'm free. And switch out of that negative Nelly to amazing positive Paula. Okay? Because it's not useful for you or anyone else. We want you to find the foundation of success the feminine way. So here's the first thing you do, pad and paper, goals and dreams. I want you to write down your goals and dreams. And then we're going to look at what is actually holding you back from what your desired life is. And it's not your fault at all. So we're going to step into the 3 barriers to wealth. The first one, we're going to find out why you're stressed with money. Here we go. Women and wealth and our financial history. We couldn't even open up our own account until 1960. 1964, we actually had to pass a law that says no discrimination. Okay, That is obvious. It's already in the Constitution. And here we are now having to pass another law in 1964, no discriminating on sex, because it was happening so much, right? 1972, we had to pass the Education Amendments that outlawed discrimination based on gender. So 1964 didn't work. Now we're doing 1962. Now you can't discriminate based on gender. Like, we just keep striving to move forward, right? But we still have a huge wage gap between men and women in this country. Now, 1973, Roe versus Wade, we don't even want to talk about where that is at this point, depending on your beliefs, which side of the fence. I'm clearly women's rights. Whatever you want to do, that should be your right. 2009, the Fair Pay Act. So even 1964 and 1972, we're still not getting paid the same. So 2009, they put in the Fair Pay Act. That's still not happening. 2014, yay! The first woman chair of the Federal Reserve, Janet Yellen, first woman in finance that's actually doing something in just 2014. So 9 years ago, we literally are just gaining ground of women in finance. So of course we're stressed out. So let's create the foundation for you and your financial success. Here is the first tip. Are you ready? Ask for help, ladies. We have to create our own money team. We cannot do it on our own. I have tried to do that so many times and failed until I learned more. So once I learned more, I'm trusting my gut. I'm trusting my own intuition, and definitely having my amazing CPA. I have a tax advisor. Of course, I have my own mentors in the financial. I've always had my own financial advisor. Now I have my team. I have another colleague. You guys have seen her on here a couple of times, Miss Juliet Cardona. She's amazing as well. I have my whole team behind me. Rob, my money manager. I have my whole team behind me. So we're not doing it by ourselves. What I don't know, I will grab. I have my estate planner, Lulina Miles. She's amazing. So we need to have people that we don't know everything about. And let's be honest, do we really need to know everything about something that we're going to touch once a year? We absolutely do not. So if you are a woman business owner, or if you're just a busy lady, or a gentleman, if you're listening as well, you need to hire out things that you don't want to do. Personally, I do not want to stand in line. I love Instacart. COVID has changed my life with Instacart. I love it. And I know you can pay extra fees and they can charge what they want. And I know all the tricks about that. And I don't care. It is so worth me not getting in my car, driving down the street to go buy groceries and stand in a line and come home and put them away. It's not going to happen. Otherwise, if we're not doing that, then we're going to go out to eat. Well, I can tell you that is quadruple the price, especially here in Beverly. Okay, back. Sorry. So I want to make sure that you're putting your money where you want it to go, but we have to create a team and understand we don't need to know everything we don't need to know. We need to trust people that we don't. I want you to have systems in place. I used to call it mailbox to the shredder. I want you to know what you're going to do with every piece of paper. Does anybody have a stack in their house that they haven't gone to yet? Oh my gosh. Those stacks have energy. They create energy and they build in it. And it's like the yucky feeling when you walk by it because it's a to-do, right? It's a thing that you have to do. So we create a system from the paper, from when you pick it up from the mailbox or when you sit down and open it up your computer. I want you to know exactly where you're going to put that. I want you to put it in the folders that it's supposed to be in. And yes, add color, because I love my, I have a plate that I put all of my mail on when I come in from the mailbox. I have half mail, half electronic at this point. And I love this plate. So when I'm bringing in this mail, I'm putting the mail on the plate, and it brings me joy. So now I'm attaching joy to all of the mail that's coming in, which really helps the energy coming into my household. That's amazing. Then I have my weekly money date, which I'll go into further. And I sit down and I go through all of that mail on a weekly basis. Then I immediately either file it or shred it, and it's done. I do not want piles to build up. So create systems to make sure that you have something to do with your monthly bills that are due. scheduling a weekly money date. This is a genius. I got this from my coaches, which was so amazing. They said to clean up your money, SHIT, on a weekly basis. And that's when I started this money date. So I totally stole this from Shannon and Mark, and I love it. So I sit down and I have my music either Friday night or Sunday night. I'm looking outside right now, my big window, it's beautiful. So I have the sunshine, or if in the winter I have my candles lit and I'm cozy and comfy. And my spreadsheet on my computer is purple and pink and all my pretty colors. And I'm highlighting in, my green and yellow, whatever I need to do. And I love it. It brings me joy because it's my favorite color. So start with your favorite colors. Then my filing system. Oh my goodness. Have you ever seen those 4-tier filing drawers? I used to have so many of those, and now I have one little box. So check out Pinterest, check out whatever you want to do to get a good filing system. Since I'm never going to need those files again because I'm completely organized and up to date, and the IRS needs me to keep those, and that's fine. I will keep those. But since I'm never going to need them again, I have big categories. So house, car, business, credit cards, kids, pets. Like, I have very few individual files. Back in the day in my 20s, when I opened up my very first business, you would not believe the files that I had. I had one for every single company that I was dealing with. I had, phone and water and every individual thing. Now it's just utilities. Like, it doesn't matter. So it's up to you. You do you, but realize how much time it takes to get all organized with this and how often do you actually need it. So check that out before you get too crazy in it, but make it pretty. Mine's in a little white box. I absolutely love it. I have all my little colored folders so that I'm enjoying filing that at the end of my money date. When I'm paid that bill and I filed it, it's good. I also have my whole electronic filing system as well. That, of course, is backed up. So don't forget to back up everything electronic. Don't blow your computer and have no backup. So that's definitely backed up so that I don't have to keep as much paper as I used to have, which is, to me, I think it's wonderful. This is where everybody gets scared. We have to know our numbers. I know it's scary, but I say know and love your numbers. So look back at 3 months of everything that you've spent, every dime that you've spent in the household. And yes, if you have QuickBooks or Quicken or whatever you might have, I don't want it just to be groceries. I want it to be Costco, Ralph's, Albertson, Safeway, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. I want to know the individual grocery store because you're going to see patterns that you're doing and you could actually be spending more money than you need to be spending. I get organic. I get, I do a lot from Whole Foods and Trader Joe's. I get that, but there's some things that you don't necessarily need to have from there. So let's see if you can find some pennies in that. So we want to have individual categories. Just look back 3 months. That's it. Do an Excel spreadsheet. In my program, I have a custom cash flow document that we go over and we switch our mindset around every single dime that we're spending in our household to attach it to something with joy. So it's genius. I must say my coaching program is genius. So we do need to know our numbers because a lot of us, I just met with a client yesterday and she's stressed out about everything she has to do. And I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about it. And it's all up here in her mind. I'm like, let's write it down. She wrote it all down. She's like, oh, that's a lot less than I thought. So we do need to do this. Okay. And then if you're afraid, grab a friend, get a finance buddy to go with. We need to have a plan as well. We need to have a money plan. This is where your financial advisor or your financial planner comes into play as well. I do planning as well for clients. I find that we reduce so much stress when we have a plan because we are so stressed because we don't know what's going to happen. Now we can have plan A, plan B. I've even had people come to me and say, I don't know if I'm going to stay married or not. Okay, great. So now I have plan A, plan B. I don't know if I want this job or if I want to own my own business. Then we have plan A, plan B, but we definitely have numbers down the road. And this is why we do our goals first, our goals and dreams and desires and wishes first, so that we can create a plan with that to say, okay, what are we going to need in 3 months? What are we going to need in 6 months? What are we going to need in a year? Like we need to have some type of a plan going forward so that way we know where we're at right now in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. We need to know how much we're going to spend throughout our lifetime so we don't have to be stressed out about it now. And we need to have a certain savings going to that plan. But no one wants to just save for anything. I want to save for something specific. If I'm going to save for a trip, I'm going to get excited. If I'm going to save for a car, I know what's happening. Right now, I'm going to save because I want to update my wardrobe. So that's exciting. I'm looking at different things that I'll be buying. I do vision boards. I put in little outfits and little things that I want down the road. It's really fun to be able to do that now. We need to create systems as well. So we have to have a plan, and we need to create systems of everything that we do. Have you heard of the Automatic Millionaire? I know these are old school books, but it's still true. When you have automatic savings happening, you are creating a system and you're not thinking about it. You all know that we have a subconscious and a conscious. And when have you ever driven from one place to another, maybe from work to home to someone else, and you arrive and you're like, oh my God, I don't even know how I got there. That is your unconscious driving that car because you've done it so many times. We want a lot of things in systems, because if you do not have a good relationship with money and you have to deal with it 10 times a day, wouldn't you want it to have it on autopilot so that you don't have to actually bring it in your consciousness? Because when we bring something into our consciousness, we attract more of whatever is here. And if you don't believe me, think of a color and see how many times you're going to see that color over the next 2 or 3 days. What we focus on persists. So if you have something in systems already built out, already savings to short-term goal, mid-term goal, long-term goal, if that's automatic as soon as your check hits your account, or if you're a business owner, every time you get a new client or monthly, you're going to funnel a certain amount every account, then it's automatically happening and you don't have to worry about it. Because here's the trick. We will spend what we have in our account, y'all, period. We will spend what we have in our account. So we want to have those systems to pull the money out as soon as we get it, to pay taxes, to pay our monthly expenses, to pay our midterm goals, our long-term goals. We want to make sure that our money's being funneled, because what's left, I guarantee you will spend it. So we want to make sure that we have systems taking place. Here's our goals and dreams. Are you ready? 0 to 3 months, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year plus. Simple, easy peasy. So do your goals and dreams. I also call this wants and needs. Your financial advisor might be calling it that as well. I add wishes on there, wants, needs, and wishes, because I want to be able to play golf all the time in my retirement. I need to have my medical, my housing, and my food taken care of. And I wish that I could travel to Greece on my beautiful river cruise that's 5 to 10 grand every year. That's a wish. So we want to create our goals and our dreams and our desires accordingly. What we really need to have and what we want to have in the future. Like you might want to have a few rental houses, or you might want to build a big ranch, or maybe an in-law quarters. And you need to make sure that you're not going to run out of money to eat in retirement. I hope that makes sense. All right, we're stepping into the 3 barriers finally. 3 barriers. Number 1, mindset. Yes, it is mindset. Everybody jumps straight to the dollars and the numbers, and they jump straight to what exactly do you have and what do you want to have. But I can tell you, if we're not focusing on the right things with our mindset, we're never going to create the wealth we deserve and desire. We have to start with the number 1 barrier, which is our mindset. So here is your trick. What was the theme around money in your household growing up? I hate to tell you, but you already formed your relationship with money before you were 10 years old, some before you were 8 years old. So you already started creating your beliefs around money and wealth before you even knew what it was. So look back at the theme around your household. If your parents were always arguing over money might be a stressor for you. So you're going to never want to sit down and have your money date. If you grew up in a maybe poor household, or I've even had very wealthy household, however, they told you that you were poor. And so you always felt like there was never enough. So you're not going to want to talk about your money or deal with your money because it's a stressful situation. If your parents even divorced and you thought it was your fault because you had to buy pants or buy clothes or whatever it might be for you, you could be having a whole belief in there that is literally blocking your money. So we have to look at the mindset. We have to see where it's at. Mine was work hard, make money. And I definitely adopted that mindset, stepping into a business owner right off the bat in my early 20s. Oh my gosh, I've owned so much stuff. So, and I still do love my job. Now I definitely change it to I love what I do, so I don't feel like it's work. And I definitely have self-care time. I definitely enjoy my time to solitude. I meditate every morning. I have my healing program happening. I exercise every day. I eat right. My health is very important to me. And so it's very different. And I can say that I have an amazing work ethic because it means a lot to me. So we want to see if that belief is still as the adult person you are, or if it's the child belief. So work hard, make money is the only way to make money. I do not attest to that belief anymore. My belief is now money is coming to me easily and effortlessly because I'm loving my life and I'm putting joy out there every day. So it's different beliefs. I hope that makes sense. So we want to look at our beliefs in childhood. Here's one little homework for you. I just gave this to a new client the other day and she found it very enlightening. Do the little meditation that you walk down the hallway and you open up a door. This is for me. If it doesn't work for you, that's fine. But I open up a door at each age and see if there's any beliefs in there around money or my money relationship. You'll be surprised what you find. I found one that's my chocolate chip story that I share, that my dad got so angry with me and I realized that I needed to be perfect. Well, that translated over to my perfectionism, and I'm a Virgo. So hello, compounding perfectionism there. And I needed to make sure that I was perfect in everything. So I've always had shame and blame around not making enough, or enough to someone that I knew that had more than I did, right? So I was always feeling less than around my money until I realized, oh, I don't aspire to that belief. I am perfectly imperfect and loving every minute of it. And I love the journey to acquire what we want to acquire and live the lifestyle that we want to live. And finding the joy now is just absolutely transformational. It's amazing. Our second barrier to wealth is trust. I know this doesn't seem right, but I promise you it is, because if we don't trust ourselves, we will not make the right decisions. Now, I just spoke with a prospect, I should say. She is amazing. She just fell in love with her. I spent several hours with her, and she has not decided to move forward, or she just ghosted me. Have you ever been ghosted on dating apps? Clients ghost us as well. And I know that it's all because she doesn't trust herself. So I do not hold it against her at all by any means. I know that I can help her, and I know that I can help her clear that barrier of trust. Because when we work on our foundation with money and our relationship, we learn to trust ourselves. We learn to love ourselves. We learn to love our life and what's happening now. And if not, we change it. But we love the journey. So trust. Have you ever been betrayed? Oh, shocker, right? Have you ever been lied to? I don't know. Did our parents even tell us untruths? Well, of course they did. So our trust level, even though it sounds strange, there's no Easter bunny or whatever, that literally translates to trusting other people on doing what they say they're going to do. So when we have a trust issue, which obviously if you know my history, I have huge trust issues. Definitely been betrayed by a lot of people in my past, a lot of men as well, and women. I could say just maybe 2 women that I can think of right now. The rest have been men, which does not matter. It brings up the trust issue either way, right? So if we still have that inside of us, we are not going to trust our own decisions. And then we're going to critique our own decisions heavily. And so we are going to shame ourselves, blame ourselves, and all of that is keeping us away from our desired wealth. It's keeping us away from the abundance that we deserve and desire. So we have to look inside, and you don't have to go it alone. Definitely grab a coach, a therapist, someone that knows what it's like. And I love Brene Brown with this right here, being vulnerable, right? She did a lot of stuff on being vulnerable. We don't want to bring somebody with us that's going to just throw sympathy at us. I was just talking to this with my soul sisters. We don't want to say, oh no, I feel so sorry for you. I feel so bad for you that this happened to you. That is not what I'm looking for. I am looking for, I could see how that would really piss you off. I get that. I can totally understand how you could feel betrayed with that. That is the friend you want to grab and go through this with. You don't need someone to commiserate with you and take you down the negative Nelly road. We do not need that. We just need someone to maybe witness our pain, to validate that, yes, that was real for you at that time. And now what do you want to do with it? Where you want it to go now? So trust is a huge situation. Number 3, the third barrier to wealth is the shame and the blame that we put on ourselves. Imposter syndrome that we all think of, that we should be better, we should have more, which is why I can tell you people don't reach out for help, which was my number 1 tip, was don't go it alone, ask for help. So when we have shame and blame, that keeps us in secret zone. And we don't want to say, okay, I'm 50 now and I don't have a whole lot, or I got a divorce and lost everything, whatever it might be. It's not our fault. We did not have the foundation for feminine financial freedom when we were 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 20 or 25 or 35. We just didn't have the foundation set correctly for us. So we are going to get this stuff straight so that we can help younger people coming up in the world to make sure that they're looking at the relationship with money, not just the dollar signs. Because the F word is the most important thing, is how you feel about this. So we want to make sure that we can release as much shame and blame as possible. It can become toxic, and it can actually block us from a love relationship, from our children's relationship, from our friendships, everything. It can block so much love from coming in if we are putting up our barriers because of old shame and blame. That's literally toxic. So we need to look through our mindset and make sure that we're not blaming ourselves for anything. We need to look through our trust from way back when, and we need to be educated. So our shame and blame comes from not really educating ourselves on what's really out there. Now, I have very different beliefs than a lot of other financial advisors out there. I do not believe in wholeheartedly, fully funding a 401k, because I believe that I don't know what the taxes are going to be 20, 30 years from now. And that bucket is going to be 100% taxed. So I would much rather you get educated on you, your unique situation, your life, your emotions, your feelings around money, and find out what is the plan that's best for you. Instead of listening to a lot of the other people that are selling to the masses, that one size fits all dress never looks sexy on you, never looks great, and never makes you feel good. So instead of one size fits all, we need to find out what's right for you and you alone. And then we will educate you on what you need for you. Then guess what? We get to forgive ourselves for all that time that we beat ourselves up, or all the time that we wasted by not taking care of our money, ourselves, and our feelings and our relationship with money. It could be any of that. So we want to make sure that we forgive ourselves. I don't know if you've heard of Ho'oponopono. I probably didn't say that right, but it's the Hawaiian forgiveness practice. Just YouTube it. It's amazing. Say that to yourself every day and just breathe into forgiving yourself for what you do not know, because it's not your fault. Here is one more thing that can hide. This is actually kind of a little bit of a barrier as well. Anger can hide your true emotions. So we can go quick to anger immediately. I have one trigger right now that I can, actually 2 triggers right now that can trigger me straight into anger. Now, what's behind that anger, I can tell you right now, is I'm feeling less than or unworthy, or I'm not good enough. So when I feel that someone is questioning my integrity or my expertise in my industry, I just come in like a mama bear. Like I go straight to anger. And it is really hiding my core wound of feeling unworthy or feeling less than. So when I get to anger, I know, oh, okay, it's good. I'd rather be angry than sad. If you did the emotional scale podcast, check out our last week's podcast around the emotional scale with Denise Carbone. That was amazing. So anger is better than sadness or despair or depression. However, it's still not addressing what's really happening. And what's really happening is someone's feeling their feelings, and I need to address those feelings instead of getting angry. I need to say, okay, I need to put away my feelings of feeling less than, because I know I'm a badass at what I do. I know I'm very good at what I do. I've helped thousands of people. I have 100% money back guarantee, which has never been evoked. So I know that I'm very good at what I do. So that little child, that little core wound pops up when the anger's there. It's like, okay, let's breathe into that anger, love the anger, but let's see what it's really hiding. It's never what we think it is, y'all. When we're mad at something, this is another tip. Write down immediately when you get angry, write down what you're mad at, what you think you're mad at, and digest that over the next couple days. And then find out what you're really mad at. And if you can't do that alone, I get it. I've had many coaches, love them. Grab a coach. So I'm showing a slide right now of Miss Stacy Jackson Smith. She is amazing. And it's just sharing that when I've helped her, she says, Jennifer helped me change my relationship with money from drudgery to fun. Getting organized with the weekly money date reduced my stress, expanded my confidence, and empowered me to reach new heights in my career. She has come so far from now. So I just wanted to tell you that it's not just you, right? We all feel this way in one way or another. I can say that we can, some of you might think that you can do it on your own, and you can. You possibly can. If you know you can. Like, you have your own path. I can tell you that could take a lot longer. Once I got my coaches and they sped me up like that, Mayvu was amazing. She helped me clear a huge belief that I thought in the back of my head that I caused my children's death. And that was horrible for me. And she helped me clear that with our whole group. And I cleared it and doubled my income that year. Like, it was amazing. So grab a coach. Therapists are amazing as well. I'd never be where I am now without therapy. I had to go to therapy to learn where things were coming from. And then I had to go to coaches to put it in my windshield, basically moving forward, how it's going. So please don't try to do this on your own. You definitely need to get support. If you have any dysfunction in childhood, like me and pretty much everybody I know, don't go it alone, because it's so much more fun when we have somebody to go with it. So how do I know what steps to take first? I've given you so much information. Let's take a breath. How do I know? Well, we have to do several things with starting with your goals and dreams, right? Number 2, how do I know who to trust if you have trust issues? So no wonder why we're confused about finances. Like, it's crazy. Number 3, how do I make the correct decision for myself? That is a huge question that people have, because we don't trust ourselves yet. And what should I do when life changes? Maybe I have this great plan and that you have an amazing advisor, but your life has changed. Maybe divorce, maybe an inheritance. I have a lot of people that have come into a lot of money through COVID and they don't know what to do. Number 5 question, how do I know if I'm doing the right thing for me? So a lot of people have these questions. You are not alone. Number 6, how do I know I'm not going to outlive on my money? Like, that's a drum roll. Like, how do I know I'm not going to outlive my money? That is the number one fear people have, is they're not saving enough. Here's another testimonial from Miss MJ. Love her. I love working with Jennifer. It's so fun, not only because she has a lot of expertise that she brings to the table, but her personal experiences that help support other aspects of your financial life as well. If you're ready to take charge of your financial health and amazing support, Jennifer's a perfect match. I love MJ. She's awesome. She's absolutely amazing. So ask yourself, what if all this was possible? What if you had found the finances to have the lifestyle of a financially free woman? How would that feel to be financially free? So here's your 3 keys, which I've talked about earlier. You need to have a team. We need to have a team. Don't go it alone. You have to have systems put in place automatically, right? Here in your team, a financial advisor, a tax person, a money mindset coach, investment manager, financial educator, retirement planner, insurance agent. Your system, you need to have a cash flow system. A money timeline. You need to know where your money's going and when. You need to have your custom money blueprint. You need to have your money success system, your cash flow system, your bucket strategy. All of this I do in my Diamond Life program. So I hope you rewind this and listen to it again, because it's going to give you a lot of information. Here's the third thing that's missing. Are you ready? The third thing that's missing is you need a money healing. That is what's missing. We have amazing financial advisors in this world. You might even have one yourself. And 9 times out of 10, even like 99 million times out of a billion, we literally are missing the healing portion of your money. I think that's how I come into it. It makes it very different. So we definitely need a team. We definitely have the barriers to wealth. We need systems, but we need to have that healing. So we want to make sure that your healing includes your money wounds. Maybe your family told you that, you were the last kid and we didn't have any money for you to go to college. Maybe you actually have a money trauma. I've had let go of so many millions of dollars throughout my life because something didn't feel right. That could absolutely be stuck in your body as a trauma. Maybe you were divorced and lost everything, or divorced and did not use your voice and speak up for yourself and did not get what you really should have received. So that's a trauma. Maybe you suffered from the 2008 crisis and lost a home, or like myself, a couple rentals. Like that is a trauma, right? Maybe you lost a business or the business failed and you blame yourself. So we need to address these. Just fears, money fears. We need to address money fears. So what are you afraid of? Like the last person that I just spoke to, and she didn't say yes. She didn't even say no. She wouldn't even come back on. And I'm pretty easy to talk to, right? So I know that it's her money fears that are holding you back. And I can tell you that is the biggest thing that held me back on that roller coaster forever, was the fear of that money trauma that I had. And once I cleared that, oh my gosh, it's so exciting. I love it. I love life. I have joy. Makes me feel really good to share my money with people that I truly, truly adore and want to aid to their lifestyle. Like I love to give my coaches money because it's like, oh my gosh, now you get to go on a vacation or go do something, or my money's helping you. Right. And I have my clients, I tell them what I'm doing with their money. I had a dental issue last year and I just had 2 more teeth done again, thousands of dollars. And I tell them, oh, you just bought my first four front teeth. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I can help you. I'm like, yeah, you're helping me be healthy. Why not talk about money? Like it's real. We all do it. So why don't we spend it where we want to spend it? Money insecurities is another big thing that we need to address in our money healing. Because if we don't know, if we're not educated, and most of us did not have our grandpas or our dads take us aside and say, hey, let's buy this stock when you're 5 or 10, like the men did. Boys have been dealing with money and have a different mindset around money than we do. We attribute everything to the relationship. And so everything what we have with any relationship at all shows up in our relationship with money. So our insecurities show that we need to heal those insecurities around our money. For sure. Number 5, our money story. So let's look back and see what your money story's been. But now we're going to create our new money story. We're going to fall in love with money. I have a class, it's called Financial Foreplay. I love it. Like I want you to fall in love with money and have an amazing relationship with money like I do. It's so fun. I love it. Now, is it always 100% perfect? Of course not. Nothing is. Nothing is, and that's okay. Like even when I'm dipping down into not the best feelings around my finances or anything or anyone, because it all is related, I'm like, okay, great. On the other side of this, I'm going to learn so much. It's going to feel so good just on the other side of this. So I actually don't get so upset now when I have the contrast, as Abraham Hicks says, or the negativity or the dip or the depression or sadness or whatever, because I know I'm going to pop out of it. And on the other side, it's going to be something new and inspiring and amazing. So your money story is very, very important. And these are the things that are missing in other programs or other financial advisors or anybody talking about money. It's the psychology of money that's so important. We must address it. The F word, the foundation. How do you feel about your financial freedom? We want to be able to get that now. So everybody play a little game with me right now. Let's see, we have 5 minutes left. Okay. So we're going to think of something that brings us so much joy. That it could be your cat, your spouse, laying on the beach. Like right now, I'm going to Cabo in a couple months. So exciting. That it's a gift from some friends of mine. And it's for my birthday. So I'm so excited. I'm picturing lying on the beach in an amazing chaise lounge, which has padding because it's, special. And I hear the ocean, the sun's hitting my face. I have an amazing pina colada next to me or something exciting. That, like, if you can picture anything that brings you joy right now, I literally have joy in my heart right now. It feels so good. So now I'm going to attribute that to my savings every month because I'm putting away a little bit every month to be able to spend in Cabo. So that makes me excited to save that money to do that. The feeling of financial freedom is free, y'all. You can have the feeling right now. And what we put out, we get back. So the more I put out the feeling of joy and the feeling of happiness, the more experiences and opportunities that are going to come my way to experience more joy and freedom. It's so amazing. I promise you, what you focus on persists. So don't forget about the psychology of money. Oh, here's Miss Denise Carbone. Love, love, love her. Before working with Jennifer, I would be quiet at a family get together whenever the topic turned to finances or investing. I felt stupid around my brothers and I had nothing to really contribute because I was just a girl. I never got the same education that they did about important topics. Jennifer helped me educate in the way it made sense. She explains things in terms how our decisions affect us emotionally and how our emotions affect our decisions, which as a woman, I appreciate. I now confidently speak up whenever the topic relates to money and wealth. My brothers even have come to me for advice, and I feel confident managing my money and love watching my wealth accounts grow. Denise Carbone literally is on this podcast with my Soul Sister series. Check that out. And she just did last week with me as well around the law of attraction and Abraham Hicks. So check out Denise. She's absolutely amazing. And this is her and her new BMW. Y'all picture a convertible white BMW. She looks so darn cute and it's awesome. So let's just dedicate your time to get off the money roller coaster. And as Oprah says, celebrate. The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more life there is to celebrate. Miss Oprah Winfrey. I love her. So I want you to have your diamond life. What would your diamond life look like? What could actually be possible? Like if you literally had feminine financial freedom, what could you possibly do? Okay, I'm done sharing the slides now. I just want to finish this last minute or two with you. I am just so happy you sat through. If you're still here, I'm so happy you sat through this. I'd love for you to go to rockmf.com and schedule a 15-minute chat with me. If you're hearing my voice and that link is still working, like I'm giving complimentary 15-minute chats and see if there's any way that I can help you. So jump on my calendar for a complimentary money breakthrough session. And let's see if we can get you in the next step in your financial freedom. Let's see if we can find out what's blocking you. And I'm very good at that. I promise you. I'm very good at finding out what's blocking people. Thank you so much for being with me today. I greatly appreciate it. I want you all to feel the feminine financial freedom. Check out the other podcasts. Download, subscribe, share it with a friend because you want to be on that beach with your friends, right? So when you're going to Cabo or when you're going to your hike or wherever you want to go for a retreat on vacation, you want to make sure that your besties are with you, the people that you want to spend money with. So you have to make sure that they are also feeling the feminine financial freedom. So go grab a friend and check that all out. And I'm love to see you around here more and more. So check out all the other podcasts as well. We have a lot on wealth, building wealth. We have a lot on what's holding you back. And I look forward to seeing you soon. I want you all to be able to say, I rock my finances. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you joining us today, and don't forget to subscribe to the Rock My Finances YouTube channel for more engagement and bonus content. Tell me, what is your money story? Let's find out with Jennifer, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, every Thursday right here on K4HD Radio and Talk4 TV. It's not about the zeros, it's about the F word, feelings. Feelings Jennifer can't wait to explore with you next week. Until then, let's all say, I rock my finances.